Hey everyone, Dave here with Beastmade Reviews, of course a channel dedicated to reviewing quality at different price points. Welcome to another video in my unboxing and haul series, and this series talks about things that were sent to me for review that I might not have a spot for it just yet. Some of these things are on the way, but I want to talk about these now, just so you can see a taste of what I have here in store for the channel. Now, today, of course, is all about shoes, and these are just a few of them here. Let me get these out of the way. Of course, I think I know what you want to see first. You don't want to see that one or that one. You don't want to see this one yet. Yeah, this is what you want to see first. And of course, if you like any of these products, maybe not this one, if you like any of these products, I'll have links down below to these. You can go and check those out there. Those are affiliate links, and they do help out the channel anytime you buy from those. And I always really appreciate it when you do that. Thank you so much. And if you like this type of content, feel free to subscribe down below. All right, now let's get to the shoes real quick. In this one, I have a video planned. Of course, these are Crocs. Crocs have been around for quite a while now at this point, and they are still pretty popular. And that is one thing that kind of surprises me still. So I wanted to kind of talk about these and go a little bit more of a deep dive into Crocs. Now, these I got on sale. They're not probably the most popular color in the world. I don't think anyone likes this color necessarily, but they are very bright and vibrant. It's kind of like a Fiesta red color, kind of in between like an orange and a red color. I think it's a pretty interesting color. Not necessarily a shoe that I would ever wear. I can kind of almost see why people like these. They are kind of spongy. They do offer a little bit of protection there. They're waterproof and easy to slip on and off. That may be all I have that's positive about these. So stay tuned for that review. Next, I know what you want to see. You want to see these. These are Hey Dudes, or Hey Dude, I should say. Hey Dude. And these are also in that kind of same vein. And I believe Crocs actually owns these too now. So these are another shoe that are kind of on the more popular side, especially right now. The last few years, these have just gotten everywhere. At least down here they have. I see them all over the place. Now, I think these are pretty ugly, to be honest. I think they're much better shoes out there that you can get in this style and this comfort range even at this price. I think there's better shoes that you can get. There's just weird things about this that just make me laugh. Like, these look like old man shoes. Like, what is this? What is that weird thing? Strange, doesn't even really work. And then the outside kind of looks like something you would see on outdoor furniture. And then these shoes are like abnormally light. They are so light. But they are very popular. Some people think they're very comfortable, and I think they at least look better than Crocs. They have a little bit more of a nicer feel to them, and that's the only nice thing I can say about these. But I have content coming about this pretty soon. Stay tuned for that. All right, now these are not something you would think about. These are shoes by a company called Vosk or Vask. Not sure how to pronounce it, but I'm showing you these now. These have quite a bit of wear on them right now. The only reason I'm showing these to you now, especially at this state of wear, is because this company doesn't exist anymore. They actually sent these to me, I think about a year or two ago, and I sat on them. I made some content about it and never published it. And then one day, not too long ago, got an email from the people who represent Vosk. I'll just say Vosk, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, that this company has dissolved. They're no longer a company anymore. They shut their doors, which is always a sad thing. I always hate it when that happens. Sometimes I'll make a video about a company or a product, it'll be discontinued or the company will dissolve, and this video that I have just sits in limbo for a long time, or it just sits and it just dies slowly over time from nobody watching it, nobody caring about it anymore. And so from a creator's point of view, it's always sad to see a product disappear and a company disappear, but even more so when it affects your own livelihood in a certain way. Now, I didn't necessarily love these shoes. I liked them. I thought they were pretty cool. So they're not like a shoe that I would feature right away. They're kind of a hybrid sneaker, hiking shoe type of thing, where a little bit more on the runner side, as you can see from the kind of slant and the kind of grip on the heel there. Mid-top style height there for the shoe. A little bit more on the sneaker side, outdoor, hiking side. They kind of do a lot of things. And these are actually very good shoes. Vosk had some really cool, interesting shoes and shoe designs. But on the brighter side, I gave these to my son, and my son actually does like them. He wears them all the time. His feet are almost as big as mine, so he can fit in these pretty much with no problem, and he's liked them a lot. The only issue that he's had with these, and this is just kind of the mid-height design, just inherent with this design, is that he gets a little bit of discomfort right here around this part of the shoe where it meets the leg. I don't know what you call that part where the tendon is. And so I told him just to wear socks, higher socks. I think you have to have the shorter kind of sock to go over your ankle right there to be more comfortable with this design inherently. Unfortunately, there goes Vosk. All right, now let's get to these. Now these are excellent. These are by a company called Crown Northampton in England, and they make handmade shoes since 1908, and they come with a shoe bag here. Really cool company, and I really love these. They contacted me recently asking me to review their shoes, and I'm going to go into a deeper dive into this in the future, but I got these, and this is their kind of one-piece shoe here, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Like, it's perfect. Incredible shoes. Obviously, these are white, and they kind of give you that pop of white shoes. I like white sneakers, and as far as white sneakers go, these are absolutely the best I've ever seen. Everything on here is so perfect. I've never seen shoes this flawless before. Now, these are expensive. These are on the more expensive side for shoes, but I will also say that they're great quality. They're also probably some of the best quality shoes I've ever seen as well. So if you want really good quality shoes that you know are going to last the rest of your life, I would definitely consider Crown Northampton. These are leather, great quality leather. Because they're leather, they're going to last the rest of your life. You can clean these really easily with some leather cleaner and conditioner. The sole on this is also going to last a long time, and you can resole that as well. So these are going to give you endless wears, and they will look phenomenal for the rest of your life. Buy once, hurt once, and you'll have these the rest of your life. I mean, just look at this. Golly, just everything about it. Shoe bag is really great, and they even sent me some other things as well. They sent me some inserts to put in there. Maybe if the shoe wasn't fitting exactly right, you can get a better fit there. And they also sent a leather sunglasses case that I featured in my EDC video not too long ago. And then this little kind of bag that has extra laces in here, and then a little keychain that looks phenomenal. Even that looks flawless. Look at that. Incredible. So yeah, really thrilled with Crown Northampton. Definitely check them out. They're not a brand that I have heard a lot about, and I don't know why, because they're some of the best looking sneakers I've ever seen. Definitely check them out. All right, next are these right here, and these are some Chelsea boots by the brand Bogs. Now, there's a lot of junk on this. I have worn these a good bit. And one of the reasons why I have worn these and I didn't show them in my Chelsea boot video, which I had these by then, was they don't have these anymore. They discontinued this. And if they did not discontinue this, I would have featured this in my Chelsea boot video a while back because I really like these. I love these so much. Basically, it's a rubber shoe. It's like just a waterproof rubber shoe. You've seen these before, like with Extra Tough and different shoe brands like that. And they're just there just to keep water out. So if you're in water a lot or wet areas, that keeps water out the best. It's just some synthetic material like rubber. On the outside, you have a really nice lug sole that is slip resistant and chemical resistant. So I like this if I have any kind of work that requires me to be in wet conditions, not super high water, of course. If it's going to be wet around my feet, or if I know I'm going to be conditions where I don't want to slip or stuff like that, this is just the best type of shoe to wear. Really like these a lot. Unfortunately, Bogs doesn't make these anymore, which is a shame because these are so good. Really like these. All right, next are Gustin shoes. Now, I really like Gustin. I've been following them for several years, and I've featured them a few times on the channel. They have kind of a crowdsourced model where they crowdsource a lot of their products on their own website, and they have some really interesting designs, a lot of great stuff on there. I really like their jeans and their shirts, and they have a lot of great shoes as well. Kind of their sneakers are another thing that they're kind of known for. And seeing these next to the Crown Northampton is a little bit of a shame here because these are still really excellent shoes. It just shows you how great the Crown Northampton are. They're just impeccable shoes. These are also excellent. They're just not on the same level as Crown Northampton, which is kind of a downside to seeing these back to back. But if you hadn't seen them back to back, I don't think that you would know that because these are really good. And these are a great deal as well. They're not inexpensive, but I think Gustin offers a lot of their products for a good value. Some of the things about Gustin that are kind of complaints, nitpicks for me, sometimes I find the taste of their styling to be a little bit all over the place. Sometimes I don't even think it looks very modern. It's just a kind of strange mix of styling and taste. And I think these shoes almost are that way too. There's just something about the shoes that looks right and wrong at the same time. I like them. I'm not saying that they're bad. They're excellent quality. It's just sometimes just the way they look isn't exactly what I was expecting. Obviously, these are leather, resolable, great leather on here, very good leather, great sole on the bottom there. And again, these will last the rest of your life. They'll last a long time. Some of the things I think are kind of interesting that I don't love about this are the back of the heel is rough, and some people might like that because it'll stick a little bit better and it won't slide off. I don't like that usually. I think it just adds a little bit more friction than I want. Removable insole on the inside there, which I think is also made of leather, I believe. I'm going to go into a deeper dive in this in the future, but these are still really excellent shoes, and they have a lot of different variety of their shoes as well, like high tops, a lot of different leathers and combinations of soles and leather colors. If you're looking for sneakers, I think Gustin is a great choice to look for them, especially if you like this styling. I think they're really good. Definitely more on the tennis shoe style, and I think that's pretty cool. Definitely check them out. All right, next company here is Nisolo. Now, hold on a second. I know you're going to say, I want to talk about Nisolo. Stay tuned. This is an old pair of shoes. It's not a reflection on what Nisolo is now, but I will say something about it, so stay tuned. In the meantime, separate these shoes away from the video. And these are some of their sneakers. And I got these in their black, and I also got their brown as well. And I featured their brown ones in a little short that I did a while back. Now, Nisolo also has really good shoes, leather shoes. I believe these are all made, I think they're in Peru. Now, as far as a hierarchy of quality here, we showed you Crown Northampton, then we showed you Gustin. I think these maybe are a little bit less of a quality factor here than Gustin. I think these are really good quality, excellent price that you get here. And I think that the styling and the taste of these is probably even better than Gustin. I think Gustin leaves a little bit to be desired there as far as styling, but these look excellent. A lot of guys are looking for just simple leather shoes that look just like this, that you can wear with a lot of different things. You can even dress these up to a good degree, and they would look great because they're so simple and sleek. The leather on here is probably not quite as good as other leathers that I've used. I've seen some little things like a little bit of glue squeeze out that comes out every once in a while in some spots, like right here. You might see some little imperfections here and there, but not really bad. It's nothing that would take away from the actual wearing of the shoe. I can just wipe that off. Again, these are shoes that should last for years and years and years, and they're going to look great. And the fact that you can have a lot of versatility with these as well and dress these up is a great benefit here. Really like these. But this next one is special again. And this one is a cowboy boot. Look at that. This is by a company called Unmarked, which Unmarked is not a company I've really heard a lot about. They reached out to me recently asking me if I would review their stuff, and I have more cowboy boot content coming. These are exceptional. Look at these. Man, that's good. Now, these are made in Mexico, made in Leon, Mexico, I believe. Look at that. Got a smooth vamp on the front there. Really like that. These look really good. Man, I don't know that much about the company other than what's on their website. They have a lot of different shoes made in Mexico and made with a really high quality standard. I don't know that much about the leather, but I can tell just from the cross section of the leather that it's chrome tanned. You can actually see where it's not tanned all the way through. I'm okay with that, but of course I would like other leather better than that. I don't like seeing the white edge of leather on there. I think that adds a little bit of a cheap factor to the look of the shoes. but maybe your mileage may vary. One thing I will say about this is my only experience with Unmarked. These took a lot longer to ship than I was expecting. And part of the reason was because they made them, and then for whatever reason, they had kind of a QC problem, and they had to make them again for me. And so I don't know if that's just because they do that with every pair of shoes that come out, or if it's just that they knew that I was, an online YouTube influencer, so to speak, and they wanted them to be just right. I'm not sure. I only know that they had to make them twice. And that took several months. I think that these might be handmade and made to order, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, unmarked, and these look really, really good. So stay tuned for that. All right, last shoes here are by the brand 8000 Kicks. Now, I featured 8000 Kicks before on my boot videos, my Chelsea boot videos. I had some by them. And they recently, not too long ago, came out with some runners. Now, the interesting thing about 8000 Kicks is that their boots are made of hemp. As you can see, powered by hemp. And I don't know what is made of hemp. I'm pretty sure all of the fabric is made of hemp. That makes sense. I'm not exactly sure about like the plastic or the soles. Something about it doesn't seem like it's like a normal sole. This almost seems like, it almost feels like styrofoam in a way. Like you can hear, it just has a different feel to it. Very light shoes. And I don't normally like runners with a high drop. The drop is like the angle. As you can see, like the toe starts about right there and the heel has a higher incline. So that difference is called the drop. So I don't like running shoes with a big drop. I usually like a zero drop shoe, which this is not that. I know some people run differently than I do, obviously, so they're going to like a bigger drop. And I also don't like this kind of little thing there on your heel. That usually is like a point of friction that I'm not really fond of. So some people are going to like that more than others. But they also have a hemp insole, which is pretty cool. Pretty neat. I mean, they really lean into the hemp thing. For hemp shoes, I mean, they're excellent. They look great. If you didn't know they're made of hemp, you'd have no idea. I mean, they just look like great running shoes. And I haven't tested these out to really know for sure what I think of these, but they're very, very lightweight. I mean, they weigh nothing. From everything that I've seen so far with 8000 Kicks, they're made very well, and they do last a lot longer than you think they would. So maybe it's something with the hemp. I'm not really sure. But hemp is easier on the environment. It takes less fertilizer. It's a lot easier to produce and grow, more sustainable. So they're trying to make hemp more fashionable and easy to use and better for fashion. So I think that's a really good goal for them. And what they've done with their shoes, I think, is fantastic. Even if you're not even worried about the sustainability factor of it, just looking at this, having shoes that are made of hemp is cool. There's just something about that is cool. And these shoes are a great design that looks phenomenal. So I think they did a great job with these. Stay tuned for these. I'll have more on these coming too. But with that out of the way, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it as always. Definitely go check out more videos if you want to go see more, and check out the links down below if there's anything that appeals to you. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with Beastmade Reviews.